We were running off of mostly paper, and our goal was to get paperless. And we had been looking at a few different ERP softwares.
We were using spreadsheets and more spreadsheets. So we were looking for a system that could work for custom equipment. It seemed like it was a lot of work for everyone to track, and it was never truly accurate or up to date. So just having a system where it was all in one place, everything talks to each other, streamlined everything. The visibility of being able to see where parts are, how far along projects are, just at one glance, a project manager can, just from seeing the colors on the tree, can get just a feeling of how far along the project is. It's a night and day difference from before. From our manufacturing manager and plant manager, they're feeling such a weight lifted from just having to walk through the shop to like, okay, where is this part? And spend a couple hours trying to find it. Is it in this building? Is it in this building? Not having a system that tells them where someone put something. It's cutting out hours out of every day.
Steelhead has changed it so that way I can see things more at a micro level or granular level, where I can really get a feel of where everything is within the shop. Instead of having to physically walk down or check in on things.
We bought Steelhead because we needed something to help us manage production and reduce paperwork. We had a lot of foot traffic coming up from the production floor asking questions of what to do next. So really to cut down on inefficient processes.
I use Steelhead basically for, I go on it, it tells me what I have to do, and then when I'm done with it, I swipe it and I pass it on, and if it has to go to the laser, then I'll run over to the laser and then I swipe it off there and it goes to the next guys. I just go down and everything I gotta have. I don't have to go to anyone. I just look on there and it's like, okay, you need 6 counter height stools. And it tells me exactly piece to piece what I have to do. And there's no digging around. I stay right at my machine. And it's so simple. So, and I don't know much about computers. I have an old cell phone I don't even know anything about. So, this is, if I can do it, anybody can do it. It's that simple. Right away when they were showing me how to do it, I'm like, serious? All I gotta do is click on this and it swipes to the side, and if it goes to the press, then I just do it again. I'm like, yeah, it's awesome. I love it. So, before Steelhead, we were running around. Constantly up in the office. All right, how many of these do I need? And is it with a hole or is it without a hole, for example? And constantly, and it's like, what size was it again? And even if you write it down on a piece of paper, then they're like, oh, no, we read that wrong. And so, yeah, this eliminates all that.
I use it to find my parts. I know my parts are done. I don't have to run around looking for them. They'll all be right there where I need them. I know right off looking on Steelhead, I know if I got my parts. I don't have to chase them down. I can just go to something else, find something else to work on. So I can stay busy doing my job, not be interrupted 25, 30 times a day.
It's within our BOM of color-codedness, of being able to click on certain things to know what process they are in at that moment.
It saved me a lot of time creating pack slips and reducing paperwork. I used to have to go back and forth from the floor to my desk all the time to print stuff, and now I can do it from the floor via tablets from my phone and printers I have out there.
It does make tracking a lot easier, and it allows people to understand where the parts are at in a process, and understanding, creating the work orders. Our old paper system was a work order, and now it's just making it digital and easier to see, and it makes it more visible for everybody. The whole system from beginning of the sales order to ready to ship. It allows me to be able to not have to do the things at night that I used to have to do, where it is like, you're working on the company during the day and you're focused on, solving problems and listening to employees and figuring out what issues are here. Every day's new. You don't know what every day is going to bring. There's days where, I like to be able to go out and meet my wife for lunch, you know, on a Thursday, and it's nice to be able to get in and be like, let me open my laptop, figure out where everything's at right now. Customer asks something, I'm not calling people. I'm able to look in the system and say, oh, you're looking at this part, can you get that expedited? Hey, you know, yeah, we should be able to have that to you next week, you know. So it is nice to be able to be anywhere and figure out, you know. I will say I was in Portugal when we were first starting to get this started, and I was working on Steelhead in Portugal, being able to be like, I was able to coordinate, you know, back and forth from here in Belding, Michigan, all the way from over there to go, okay, yep, these parts are in, you know, receiving them in, working through, getting the paperwork done, and everyone's being able to still work. And it just shows you could be 3,000 miles away, and this system truly does help, you know, with the communication and visualization of an organization.
I'm Dustin, shop floor manager at KLYK in Holland, Michigan.
Hey, we're West Michigan Fab, and we run on Steelhead.
We are Alternative Engineering, and we run on Steelhead.